Let's get more on this now with Andy Mark, who's the Senior Research Fellow at the Center for China and Globalization. Welcome back to the program, Andy. Now, firstly, why is this ban being called an economic coercion when Japan restricts chip exports to China for the same national security reasons?
Well, thanks for having me on, TB. Yes, I think that it is very easy to describe this as another routine retaliatory trade strike, of course, because it mirrors what the U.S. and Japan were trying to do to China. But I think it is actually much more than this. And this is what makes this, I think, a very alarming, even ominous development, because from the Chinese side, it really is looking at this as a larger competition conflict that they refer to what Mao Zedong wrote about on protracted warfare, that there's a strategic defensive period, there's a strategic stalemate, and there's a strategic offensive period. And this represents, in the minds of, I think, many Chinese analysts, a strategic stalemate where this really is a test of Japan's political and spiritual stamina, whether they can endure this pressure, or will they, as part of this American alliance, crack under the strain? And what makes this very dangerous is that there are very potent historical echoes here of the U.S. embargo against Japan that led to the Pearl Harbor attack. So I see one of the risks here is that Japan may escalate and end in a disastrous strategic miscalculation that could, again, lead to very, very devastating consequences.
And in what ways do you think Japan will escalate if it does?
Well, it certainly is, I think, replaying its earlier playbook of developing its own supply chain, partnering with other countries, I think is certainly one way. And I think what is more concerning, again, is this rhetoric from the Japanese government about Taiwan, about even possible nuclearization. And I think, again, this is opening the door, I think, to some very risky new areas that are well worth keeping an eye on.
So is the strategy here to force these Japanese conglomerates to lobby their own government to back down?
That absolutely is right, TB. And I think that certainly Japanese companies are very acutely attuned to their reliance on critical inputs like rare earth metals and particularly magnets from China. And I think this is going to put a lot of pressure.
Professor, we're going live now.